Hi everyone, welcome to
Three normal people. My name is Waikin.
And I'm Wan Yi.
So you all didn't get to see me last week, but here I am today.
Yes, so actually last week in our episode we talked about our spending habits. Yeah, so today right we are going to tell you more about your saving habits. Yeah, so Waikin, how good are you at savings?
I would say that in the past I wasn't really very good at saving money because I only started getting like my real pay when I was in the army. And in the army, they don't even call it pay, they call it allowance. So I only first started getting like my allowance in army lah. I remember back then I was getting about maybe 900 over dollars as a cadet. So 900 over dollars. I only had like 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, because Monday to Friday we are in camps, right? So only 2 days to spend those $900 like for a month lah, but at the end of the month, right, I still find myself like without much money left lah. So in a sense, you could say that I was living like from paycheck to paycheck.
How come? What do you actually spend your money on?
A Ziploc bag.
What?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But if you know, lah, right? We actually do buy quite a lot of Ziploc bags. But that wasn't really how I spent all my money, right? So I would say I wasn't being very like thrifty with my money, right? I give myself a lot of excuses to spend my money. So for example, like sometimes when I book out or when I book in, right, I'll be like, it's been such a tough week, I'm so tired, or like, I have so much stuff to carry, right? So like I would always kept home.
Wow.
Like always, either I kept home or like, when I book in, right, I'll be like, I book in, I have to carry so much stuff. So let me just kept to camp is totally justified, all this spending. So I keep telling myself all these things, right? I end up spending quite a bit of money on cabs. But of course that's not how I spend $900 lah. You don't spend $900 on cab in a month. So
Yeah.
I would think that maybe another huge chunk of my spending comes from all those late night Friday, Saturdays,
Whoa. Okay.
those spendings. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure of you know also.
Yes.
But so those nights were like super expensive, easily like $100-$200. I'm sure maybe some of you spend a bit more, right? But for me, maybe just about $100-$200 every night.
Wow.
So assuming like I would to go like every week, right? It's easily like
I think over 1,000.
easily okay lah. I wouldn't say over 1,000, but easily like $600-$700.
Wow. Okay.
Then plus all those caps.
Yeah.
You could kind of see like where all my money go to, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what about you? Are you any good at saving money?
Okay, actually as for me, right, I will actually save large portion of my money in the bank. But in the past, right, where do I save my money at?
Where?
Okay, so in the past, right, when I actually get my pay, right, what I would do is that I would actually go to the bank and withdraw $50 and $100 notes.
Why?
Yeah, I will just withdraw them and then I put in my metal tin.
Metal tin?
Yes, like metal tin, those kind you need to use a can opener to open those kind.
Okay, so
Yeah. I save all my money in the metal tin.
at home?
Yes, yeah. But
Right.
now I don't do that anymore. I put
Oh,
them in the
really?
bank.
I was still gonna ask you for your address. I'm sure everybody wants to know where you live.
Yeah, so actually for the metal tin, right, it's actually quite shiok. When you open it, it's like all $50 notes, $100 notes. Yeah, some even like, it's more than 5 digit. No? Wow, that's like, amazing. But now I don't do that anymore. Lah.
Why?
Yes. So actually for that, I just put that in the bank now. Lah. Yeah. So in case anything, like
Okay.
people come to my house, I don't know what will happen. Yeah. So usually I will save about 50% of my money in my bank. So last time in the past, the big ticket items that I spend on is like, for example, braces. I actually spend about 4K. So it take me about 2 years for the braces, and also
Okay.
like to get my license, the car license. I also got my motorbike license. That one costs about $3,000. Yeah. So on top of that, that those are the big items that I spend on for my money.
I see. So are you still like, so you were talking about last time, right?
Correct.
So how about now? Are you still like saving 50% of your income?
Now still 50% around there, but maybe slightly lesser. It depends. So yeah, for this one, I actually also realized that I like to spend on like clothes and shoes.
Oh,
Like in the
okay.
past, that was like my most spending will be on also lah. So like when I open my wardrobe, I realize that there's a lot of clothes and my shoes it's not like worn. Yeah. So that's the bulk of money I spend on. Lor. So yeah, so for now, right, the some of my income I spend on like your phone bill, my phone bill,
Right.
and also like Zoom license. For that one, I actually pay regularly for that because for
Yeah,
work purpose,
for
we actually
work.
need that.
Right.
Yeah. So other than that, for myself, I do not have any like mortgage loan because I do not own a house yet. So but for now, I actually just got a car. So actually, I have some expenses on the car as well.
So nowadays you only spend like about your phone bills and your Zoom license
Yeah.
and your car.
Yeah.
So I guess you still save like about 50% of your income.
About there, I think the saving now is more
I
compared
see.
to last time when I do part time. Yeah.
Okay, so actually I did a quick search online, right? So they actually talk about there are actually a lot of articles that tell you about how much money you should save and things like that. So have you actually heard of the 50-30-20 rule?
Yeah.
You have,
Yes.
right? So actually they recommend you to split your income into like 3 portions. So mainly I would say the 20% is for your savings. 30% are for your wants. So
Okay.
your wants are like maybe once in a while you want to dine out. You know, maybe you go and watch a movie. Yeah. Movie or like
Buy things.
nowadays they have so many all those sales.
Yeah, correct.
All those sales like all the
10, 10, 11, 11, 12,
yeah
12.
199 5566.
Yeah.
Every month they have some sales. Okay, yeah. So all those sales that the things that you buy but not necessarily you need. So these are in the 30%. So in the last 50%, right, they usually they classify it as your needs. So what under these needs are like I said, maybe your phone bills, your car loans, I would say. For those that own the house, maybe your mortgage payment.
Yes.
Right. So your mortgage payments are all like under this 50%.
Yes.
So what do you think about all this ratio?
Actually, for this ratio, right, I think that it might not be applicable to everybody. Okay, why? So, for example, if you have a friend, right, who is married and they have their own property, so for their 50% ratio, right, it will be on the needs. And this actually will be more applicable to this group of people. Okay, because
true.
they will actually probably pay most of their mortgage loan and also their own insurance on this 50%. Okay, and
true.
also other bills they have. Okay. However, for us, right, now we are still living with our parents, so this might not be too applicable because, as I mentioned about my expenses, not too much on.
True.
Yeah, just on the bills like phone bills and etc. So it's not so applicable as for our cases.
True, I understand. So then have you heard about this this other rule or what they call 50-15-5? Right? So have you heard about this?
Not really. What is it about?
So actually 50-15-5, right, sounds a little bit different from the 50-30-20 that I talked about just now, but essentially they are the same thing lah. So it's just the 15 and the 5%, right? It's actually from the 20% savings. So instead of having the whole 20% savings, they actually split it up into two. So 15% is like your regular savings, and the 5% they actually classify it under as unplanned expenses, right? Or what everybody call like emergency funds, right?
I see.
So do you have a habit for saving for all these unplanned expenses?
Okay, so for these unplanned expenses, I would say another words is for our emergency funds.
Yeah, emergency funds.
Okay, so if you search on the internet, they will tell you that the recommended amount of saving for emergency funds is about 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Okay, so for this emergency fund, I already have. So for this emergency fund, right, how much we need is actually also very depending on our own needs as well as our lifestyle. So for instance, right, for a sole breadwinner of the house, we actually have to consider like the fixed expenses and also the adjustable expenses. Okay, so what are fixed expenses? Okay, these are the items that actually their cost actually remains the same. For example, like an internet bill, your phone bill, all these things, more or less is usually constant. Yeah. So as for the variable expenses, right, it could be like, for example, let's say those extra expenses, like you want to watch a movie or you want to dine out. Yeah. So these are the expenses that you actually can control. Okay. So Or in other case, right, let's say someone is planning to switch a job. Okay, so we also have to make sure that like we have this sufficient emergency fund, so that in case that like when we the search for a job it take longer than usual, we actually have the funds to sustain ourselves.
Okay. So actually we talk about how some people don't actually need to allocate that 50% of our income into your needs, right? Like just now you said like maybe like we are still living with our parents, so like we don't have to pay like all those mortgage and stuff. So if you already have enough money into your savings, right? Like you already have set aside like enough money for your emergency funds, which is like maybe 3 to 6 months, like you said just now. So I have enough money in my emergency funds, but I don't have to pay so much money for my needs, right? So now that leaves me with like some I would say extra money, right? I'm sure some of you were like, oh, okay, I have extra money, I'm gonna buy some branded stuff, or like I'm gonna get a new computer and stuff.
Wow.
But so what do I actually do with this remaining sum of money? You know, because we know that bank interest rates are actually like rather low, right? I'm not sure if I want to put like all this extra money into the bank, right? So just for information, right? Actually, I think if I'm not wrong, right, DBS actually gives like maybe 0.4%.
Yep.
I think 0.4 to 0.8% savings. Not savings. Interest rate, right? I think UOB gives like 0.5%. And I think OCBC gives like 0.3 or 0.4, I think, about there. And the inflation rate, I'm sure all of you know, it's quite high. It's about 2.4%.
Yes.
So knowing all this, right? So what would you recommend that I do with this extra money that maybe some of us still have?
Actually, for me, right, I already done up with my emergency funds.
Okay.
So the rest of the like extra income that I have, right, I will actually put them into investment. Okay, so now majority of my portfolio is in mutual funds. Okay, so it consists of equity funds as well as bond funds for my portfolio now. So some of my funds actually, they are AI funds, accredited investor funds. So these are the funds that with relatively better returns. Yeah, so there are some funds that actually give up to like annualized return up to 18%.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. So for me, right, I just feel that if any investment that can give you more than 2.4% to beat your inflation, that is actually good enough lah. That's what I feel.
Better than putting your money in the bank, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so here comes the question though. What if I don't know how to invest?
Okay,
right?
It's that not everyone knows. And before I joined financial planning, I have not much experience about investing.
Because I'm sure a lot of people out there like they don't really know how to invest their money. That's the reason why they put their money in the banks, right?
Yes.
So what if I don't know how to invest?
Oh yeah, you can like put your money in a metal tin or like me last time. Okay, so for the investment part, right? Of course, I would definitely recommend you to actually go and learn investing yourself. Okay, so how do you do that? Actually, you can search on the internet. There are very good website for you to actually study about investment. Or other than that, nowadays there are a lot of people actually talk about investment. So you can actually talk to your friends. So I believe that during gatherings, all these things, more or less your friend will actually started to talk about investment.
True.
Yeah, so if you can equip yourself with some knowledge, like what option trading, all these things, bombarded with all the technical terms, you sound like very like, wow, I got the up there.
Yeah, so I think maybe next time I can try to ask my friends lah. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. So, yes.
Any other
advice?
Yeah, any other advice?
Okay, so for us, right, let's say if you really want to know more about investment, of course you can come to us lah. We actually do have like experience in managing portfolio for investment, in mutual funds and unit trust.
True.
Yes, so we'll be more than happy to have a discussion with you on this. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So another thing is that the robo advisor.
Oh yeah, I feel like there's quite a lot of all this coming up nowadays.
Correct. It's like when we talk to our client, all this thing, like they actually mention about robo advisor.
Yeah.
Okay. So for this one, right, this robo advisor actually for you it doesn't really require much knowledge, because a lot of things is like you just answer questions, then they will access your risk profile. Then they will allocate your investment portfolio accordingly. So you don't really need to do much things in terms of when you're using a robo-advisor. But personally, I don't go for a robo-advisor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just do my own investment. Yes.
So I guess in the end, I think if you are still like very adamant about putting your money into your bank lah, I understand maybe not everybody's into investment and all the stuff, right? So I guess we are still very adamant about putting your money into the bank. So I think currently the best one for fixed deposit, I'm not sure, but I think it's DBS. I think DBS gives about 0.95%.
Yes.
Yeah, for fixed deposit lah. So those that I think it's for 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah, so those money that you put in for like 9 months, they'll give you like 0.95%. Still not beating the inflation, but I think better than the 0.3 or 4% that they usually give you lah. So if you don't do investment, maybe you can give that a thought.
Yes,
I guess.
the fixed deposit. Yes. Cool. There are also other like fixed deposits that we can choose lah. But the DBS is just one of the.
Okay. I guess you do have your options lah. We do have quite a few banks in Singapore, I think, but. I think the best one is DBS. Not sponsored, not paid. I just happen to know about DBS because I'm using DBS lah. So I'm not sure about other banks. Maybe y'all can check it out.
Yes.
So,
Yes. So after talking so much today, right? Maybe you want to tell us some key takeaways from this episode.
Okay. So I think in conclusion for today's what we talk about, right? I think there's no real like fixed saving ratio. So like just now we talk about like 50, 30, 20 or like 50, 15, 5. I'm not sure that what the ratio are. What maybe there's a 30, 70. I'm not sure. Maybe you all can tell us. But I think that there's no fixed ratio, like I said, because like everybody is in different stage of their lives. We all need different stuff. So I believe that most importantly is to have like sufficient in your unplanned expenses saving, or what people call emergency funds. So I think as long as you have enough of that, then the rest of your income, you actually have to track your own expenses.
Correct.
Right, to see how much you actually need for your all those fixed expenses, right? And then the rest, I think if you have extra money, of course, we will recommend you invest your money lah. But like I said, if you don't know how to invest, or you don't want to invest, there are all these other alternatives out there lah. So
correct.
I think that's all for like that's all the summary for today's episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
so
right. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys. So we will see you in the next episode.
Yep. Stay tuned.
Goodbye.
Bye.